Right now, as you can see behind me, volunteers are working to put the letters down. They finally have the letters that will spell Black Lives Matter, and soon they will be painting those letters, I'm told, in the colors black, red, and green. Those are also the colors of the African American flag. As you can see high above, Sky 4 is above, showing about a couple of dozen, 2 or 3 dozen people out here volunteering. Also, 2 council members are out here to assist with the painting. This was approved by the city. It's not permanent paint, but when you wake up in the morning, it will say Black Lives Matter. After days of protests, a lot of protesters have been calling for the defunding of police departments. We talked to some city leaders about if they want that to happen. Protests in Dallas have moved from anger to talking about solutions to fixing problems with police departments in North Texas. One call from some to defund the police department.
Divestment does not mean it has to even be the officers. It's not specific to personnel.
Councilman Adam Bazaldua, Omar Narvaez, and Jaime Resendez all support defunding DPD in some way. Bazaldua says some other council members support or are on the fence about the move. The call to defund coming weeks before budget talks begin at City Hall.
I am committed to not voting for a budget that doesn't divest some funding in our police department. We need to look into 21st century solutions and reallocate funding to socioeconomic resources.
Councilwoman Jennifer Staubach Gates does not support defunding, but she says she supports adding more resources where needed to help the problem in the community and to build trust.
The reaction to defund, I can't wrap my head around how that could change overnight. Now, the calls to do things differently, I can understand. And putting some resources in the right response and maybe making some changes. I'm listening, and I think we can get there.
The Dallas Police Department has been focused on hiring more officers, being short hundreds according to the Dallas Police Association. Nearly 70 new officers graduated a few weeks ago. The call for removing funding from DPD comes as the city deals with budget cuts stemming from the pandemic shutdown. Dallas has already furloughed hundreds of city workers, and officials estimate the lost sales tax revenue from the shutdown to be more than $70 million. We talked to Dr. Alex Del Carmen about the calls to defund police. He's a criminal justice professor at Tarleton State University.
That is an emotional reaction versus a scientific and cerebral reaction to how we should respond to our communities today. There's no question that law enforcement needs to change. There's no question that we need to modify some of the things that we are doing, and we have to get better at it, but we have to be careful. Today, Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson appeared on a cable news network this morning. He was asked about defunding police departments. He says he is not for dismantling police departments. He went on to say that he is for increasing social services funding, and he says that with budget talks happening next month, every department will have taken a second look at it. Back here live, as you can see, those volunteers working to paint the letters that say Black Lives Matter. The painting has already started. When we wake up in the morning, Clarice, it'll definitely be a sight to see, something that we have not seen outside of City Hall.